Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well. I'm going to make a start on the video. As you can see, I've got a very helpful kitten just north of the main picture. She's been really interested in what I've been doing because she's missed a couple of these, so she's come to help. So I do apologise for that. She's casting shadow all over my piece. I'm going to give it a minute or so just to let anyone come in that wishes to, that's around. But this should be available afterwards anyway for you to watch. So excuse Ella while she just makes her way through the camera, and then we'll get started. So what I wanted to show you was what our new stitch along is going to be for April to June. So these stitch alongs are going to be several weeks long between April and June, and allowing for a bit of a break for Easter, and a bit of a break also because I'll be going on holiday in June. So I wanted to make it something easy, but something that we could sort of add to as we go along. I've got a little unveiling. Now, you might have seen the clues, and well done to those of you who got some of the clues right. So yes, it was definitely a very Japanese theme, and it was mainly about a Boro. For those of you who aren't so familiar with it, which many of you may be, it is sort of linked and intertwined very much with Sashiko. Now I'm using the pronunciations that I found on Japanese videos. As far as I'm aware, the Japanese don't have very much intonation in their words, so I used to call it Sashiko. But that's not how they pronounce it when you watch sort of some of the Japanese videos. Now, Sashiko is quite complicated, and it's not really very much in line with the slow stitching ethos. So I'm going to say this is more along the sort of Boro side of things, which is again intertwined with a Sashiko, but it's more patching something up, sort of doing a simple repair, and that is the meaning of Boro. And in fact, you can do Boro and you can do Sashiko to achieve Boro. So it's all a little bit confusing, and Ella's obviously helping us greatly with this. Thank you very much. So I've just started on a couple of pieces, so I'm going to break the rules really of Sashiko and Boro. Ella, you're going to have to move over that way, my dear. So I'm doing some simple stitching here, but over here I'm sort of being a bit more fancy, and I'm using some of the Sashiko stitches, like this flower here. So over the weeks, what we're going to do is we're going to learn about the history of Boro and Sashiko, and we're also going to look at some of the stitches, and we're going to make a nice piece of bunting. But there is a little twist with this. So the bunting is one of the questions, one of the prompts that I gave was Baby Spice. Now her surname is Emma Bunton. So I was trying to give a little clue there, and some of you very cleverly did get my references to the Vapors, which was turning Japanese. As soon as I knew I was going to do a Boro, I had that song in my head, and I recommend you go and look up a video for it because it's very 80s and it's very catchy. So turning Japanese, and then we had Alphaville as another clue, which was big in Japan. So it gave you a little idea of what we're going to be doing. So as well as using these beautiful Japanese fabrics, which I have here, obviously I will be putting together some kits, and these are going to be a little bit different from the previous ones. Obviously, to have bunting you need to have a decent ribbon, and I've got this beautiful grosgrain ribbon in two colours. I've got this white. It's quite a soft white, but it is definitely a white rather than a cream. I also went a bit mad and bought it in a colour they call nude, which is a sort of soft, very soft peachy pink. Ella will show you there. Can't quite, I don't know if you can, you can't see anything with Ella's head in there. So that's a very soft peachy pink. You probably can't make that out on the camera at the moment. Now these packs, as you know, with the packs that I did before, I'm not going to do these particularly to a colour scheme, but if you do like a particular colour, I will try wherever possible to put them in there. I'm going to show you some of the fabrics, some of the things we're going to be using. Now these are all things that I've either I bought for other projects or that I've had, which is very much in the Boro sort of landscape. Let me show you. Ella's been really interested in this, so she's been getting in the way all afternoon. These are cotton dupion. Now I do have a lot of lovely colours of these. These are quite nice in themselves, but I have, yeah, everything from gold and silver through to all sorts of shades. So the packs will be lovely. They will have some lovely, you know, offcuts of different fabrics. We also have silks, some beautiful silks. Thank you, Ella. No, you're not going to get in there. Thank you. So there's that. And then I also, and have a few more on order. I'm going to have to pull out a little bit for you to be able to see this. Ella Boo, thank you. Sorry guys, she's being really, really helpful. I have some beautiful Japanese fabrics, which I'm going to use to snip up to literally patch together, which is what Boro is all about. As you can see here, I did share a little close-up of this earlier. It's patches of flowers from each of these different bits of fabric. So I'm going to sort of cut these up. I know it sounds terrible because they are beautiful, but I'm going to cut them. Thank you, Ella. I'm going to have to move you again. I'm going to cut these up, and then, you know, we can use little snippets of it. But they're going to be really beautiful, beautiful fabrics. So there's that. And also in the line of, sorry, Ella Boo, come on now. In the line of Japanese, we're also going to do something else as well. Oh, I've got a few more fabrics here to show you. Some really beautiful. This is a very, very dark sort of plummy purple. It's lovely. This is one of my favourites. This piece here. And Ella's got the other one. Thank you. That's that one there. Yes, she likes that one for some reason. Thank you, Boo. Right, so those are those. We're also going to do some Kanzashi flowers. No, actually, Kanzashi. Again, it's a slight... Excuse me, sorry, I'm trying to get round Ella. She's really a delight tonight. She's really helpful. These are flowers made from fabric. It's like origami for fabric, and I know Ella's going to want to get in the box. So we have all sorts of colours here, all sorts of fabrics that I've used. Oh, Ella, you are really naughty today. I'm coming over this way a little bit. So here I've done these with organza, and I've done that with silk, with taffeta with that one. I've done this one with silk, dupion, and some more silk here. That was proper silk. So you know, you'll have all sorts of lovely bits in the packs. I'm going to just get a couple of these out on the table for you to be able to see them. I'm sorry, Ella's really playing up a bit today. And also with the packs, there will be an additional video which you will get from ordering the packs. Now this video will be this video will be sent to you after you've ordered the pack within a couple of weeks. So we're going to do a couple of different Kanzashi flowers, but I'm going to do a third one which is going to be included in the video only. this is going to be a really nice, these are really nice to make. They're really pretty, and they are, you know, a great decoration to have on your pieces, either to have on your bunting or to use on something else. I've used one of these on a journal cover, and it was with a little bit of lace underneath. It was top left of the journal cover with a little bit of lace going down, and then covered in underneath in tulle, and it just looked really beautiful. Very simple, but very nice. So these are really pretty things to do. But the main focus of this quarter is going to be Boro, and in line with that, I'll show you a piece that has sort of inspired me. So once we've done our bunting, now the bunting, the other thing about the bunting is it's going to be reversible. So the thing I always think about bunting is, especially if you have it near a window or you have it outside, it does tend to fade quite quickly. And I was really inspired by some of the people in the group who were doing things, seasonal things. So I thought it would be really nice. I think I might make mine seasonal, and I might do the front in colours that go with sort of spring and summer, and do the reverse in autumn and winter sort of colours. So if I get fed up with the bunting, rather than making a new one, just turn it round and you've got another side to look at. So this is a piece of sort of Boro inspired work that I did at a workshop, and we will try and incorporate some of this once we've done the bunting, which I think will be quite simple, and that's really just to learn the process of Boro and what it all means. And then we'll get on to making, you know, perhaps making a larger piece like this, where you are patching. As you can see, each of these has been sort of sewn together onto each other, and using things like leaves to dye the fabric. The origins of Boro itself, rather than Sashiko, was from the north of Japan, where they were very poor, and they were in fact not allowed to wear any bright colours, so they wouldn't have had something like this. And that's where the love of indigo came from. So we're going to be looking at using different fabrics, and yeah, just trying these different techniques, learning some of the basic Boro techniques, adding in a little bit of Sashiko, but also just making it fit the ethos of slow stitching. So it's going to be something easygoing. It's not going to be something that's going to be too stressful, and we're going to be able to sort of play with it as we go along. So I hope that sounds interesting. If we have the time, thank you, Ella, we will try and get on to a bit of printing as well, just using natural leaves. This will be something that you wouldn't be able to wash really, because I don't know particularly that the leaves will, you know, the way we're going to be doing it, it will wash particularly well, because it wouldn't have been washed in the times past. But yeah, I hope that sounds like it'd be something interesting, and we'll have a little bit of fun, and you'll also get to see some of the techniques and some of the types of stitching, some of which I've demonstrated here are more sort of Sashiko like this. These sort of simple stitches is more Boro. Yeah, I hope that sounds interesting anyway, and we will enjoy ourselves having a little quarter of turning Japanese, and enjoying some of the you know, beautiful works that they bring from out there. One thing to say is that if you are really interested in Sashiko, because it is more complex and it's not really so aligned with slow stitching, I would say the person to look up is Susan Briscoe. She has a really good book. I haven't yet got it, but it's on my list. And she is you know, she's in Scotland. I think she's one of the big names in Sashiko. So she is somebody to look up. She has a group on Facebook as well. So but I would call this Boro inspired, so I think we're going to be inspired rather than sort of following it 100%. But we do have some elements here. I've done a particular Sashiko stitch here, which I will talk to you all about, and yeah, we can have some fun with some pretty fabrics. But the whole idea of Boro is that you are using up what you've got, so it is very much in the line of everything that we do. And obviously you don't need to buy a pack from me, but you will get some extras in that you will get some nice fabrics and some silk and some silk dupion and so on. But use up what you've got, make do and mend. That's what it's all about, really. And yeah, I hope that sounds interesting and sounds like something you want to take part in. Ella is obviously incredibly keen here. She is going to snuggle into my piece of Boro, which is not the idea really, but maybe I'll need to make her something. She's obviously really keen on it. So I shall leave it there, but I hope that sounds like an interesting project. And yeah, do do put your comments in if you're interested in. She's going to fall asleep now on all of this, which is just great, but I forgive her because she is an old lady. And somebody ate all her biscuits today, which was very naughty. That was Mr. Trousers from next door. He broke in. Anyway, so have a lovely evening. And I should say to you, as I always thought, will you come out the way a little bit, Boo? Thank you. That's great. Thank you very much. I always thought it was sayonara, to say goodbye. Again, apparently not being translated as it should be said, really, which is sayonara. So I'm going to say to you all, sayonara, and thank you very much for coming in and listening. And I will put out a separate post about the packs, and I will be making up an example one to show you. But if you are interested, then obviously you can comment on there. They will be only slightly. I'm trying to keep the prices as low as possible, because we are including a bit of sort of more expensive fabrics and silk and so on. It's going to be £11 for a pack plus postage. So the postage is gone up a little, so it's £2.50 for the UK, £3.50 for Europe, and £4.50 for the rest of the world. So the most anyone is going to pay is a £15.50, which would be Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, etc. And for Brits it would be £13.50, and for Europe it would be £14.50. But you will get some beautiful pieces in that. You will also get the 2 meters of ribbon, and you will also get some Sashiko thread, which I don't think I've mentioned. You will get a few meters of this to try out and see what you think of it. I haven't used it yet myself. I've bought some extra for me as well, so I'm going to try it out as well. But in the light of the way I usually do my stitch alongs, we're all going to try it together and hopefully have some fun. So thank you everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. We are going to start this on the 29th of March. I'm trying to remember what month we are. I'm going to do a live YouTube introduction, which will expand just a little bit on what I've said here, and we'll give a time scale then of where we're going to start. But the first video is going to go on YouTube on the 5th of April, 6 o'clock. So we will be, giving a little bit of time off during that quarter, as I say, for Easter, and also for I'm going on holiday for a week in June. So we're going to take it nice and slow, as we always do, and just have a bit of fun with it. So it's goodbye or sayonara from Ella and myself, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay, bye.